Hello, friends. This is Jay Hendricks with Powerful Thought Online. I haven't released a video in a while. I've been busy with a lot of things and I've been trying to process what's going on in the world. If you've watched my last video, I went over that a little bit. But it's been a good learning experience because I have always wanted to find a state of being that could carve through any situation. No matter how bizarre, no matter how strange or overwhelming. And I think I've come up with a good, simple practice. Now, I've had many videos previous where I lay out different practices for different things. And in no way do I expect anyone to practice everything that I release. I realize that there's all of these other different perspectives in life. Everyone's at different levels. And hopefully, one or two of these practices I share will help you in that stage of life. And if something doesn't work, you can just move on from it. If something works, that's awesome. Anyway, so this 3-step practice I've come up with is, I like to think of it as it's at the center of being. So to me, there's the realms of thought and infinity and abstraction, and then so that's one pole, and then there's the external world and the universe and events outside of you, and that would be another pole. And I've wanted to find what's at the center of those, what state of being is at the center of those beyond reacting to everything or being a determined individual. So this simple practice hopefully is as close to the center as I can get thus far. Now, to practice this, you will need to be pretty good at observing or mindfulness, observing yourself, observing the world, observing thoughts, emotions, all those things. Body. So observation, be pretty good at that. Be pretty good at concentration. If you can hold your concentration on a chosen object for 5 minutes, that's a really long time, and that's really good. If you're pretty good at concentrating at work and refocusing, then that's good enough. And then the third step, or the third thing that you need to be pretty good at, is discerning. So being able to look at a situation and decide on the next step to do. Or at least a step that's good enough to do. Doesn't have to be the perfect, correct thing to do next, but you're able to decide what to do, and that will be a pretty good decision. Okay? So if you're pretty good at those 3 things, then I think this practice will help you, because it's helped me a lot. So anyway, the first step is noticing or observing negative reactions. So let's say you go into your room and you find that your cat has spilled their water dish all over the place. And your reaction is, ugh, right? So that frustration is an explosion of energy. It's almost like a pressure release. Because really, the energy's built up right there. You didn't process it correctly, and so you sigh. And that gives some temporary relief, let's say. And so now you're noticing that. That's the first step. The second step is, once you've noticed that negative reaction, you refocus. That's it. And now, so you can do this, you can practice this enough to where it's almost automatic or fully automatic. Whenever you have some sort of, maybe you start thinking negatively and then you notice it, you refocus right then. You feel anxiety, you refocus. The cat spills its dish, you go, you notice it, you refocus. Okay? So we're through step 1 and 2 already. Third step is telling yourself, first of all, assessing what needs to be done, the next step that needs to be done, and telling yourself, I want to do that. And that's the whole practice. So, as an example, go into your room, cat spills its dish. Notice that, refocus. And then you tell yourself, I want to get a rag. Now, when you tell yourself you want to do something even though you don't want to do it, if you tell yourself, I want to do this, and it's achievable, your mind will organize to where you actually do want to go do it. And now you're on a little quest thing, and you go and you find the rag, and now you get a little dopamine kick that motivates you. So you found the rag, now you say, I want to get cleaner. Oh, you go get cleaner, you get a little dopamine kick. Now I want to go clean up that puddle in my room. You go clean it up, get a little dopamine kick. I want to fill up this water dish. Go fill it up. I want to pet my cat. You pet your cat. So, and then at any point along that, if you start thinking negatively, I can't believe my cat did that, you refocus again. So you're always refocusing and going forward towards the next step. That's it. Now this process can fluctuate, of course. Some tasks pop up that are too big or too overwhelming. So the discernment part comes in to where you are able to break down whatever needs to be done into a little tiny chunk that you can do right now and tell yourself, I want to do that. And you do it. And then the next thing's revealed, and the next thing's revealed, and then the momentum builds. So, notice negative reaction, refocus, I want to do that next step. And that's it. And if you can practice this, you could get through anything. Even something big, like let's say you're sitting at home and someone calls, like one of your tenants call and they say, hey, my air conditioner is broken. So that's pretty big. So now you can like, let's say you start thinking negatively, oh my gosh, what the heck's going on, blah, 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 blah. You refocus. You're feeling anxiety, you refocus. I want to call the AC guy. I want to find a number for a good AC guy. I want to see what HVAC company is rated the best. I want to find the best price. You just kind of, you start breaking it down to where it's able to be done. And then you tell yourself, I want to do that. And anytime you start spinning off in negativity, you just refocus again. Some days will be drudgery. And like I've had some days to where, this doesn't happen very often, but sometimes I'll wake up and I just don't want to get out of bed at all. So then I'll refocus. I want to move my leg off the bed. Move the leg off the bed. Oh, get a little dopamine kick. I want to move my other leg off the bed. It seems so ridiculous, I know, but it works. And then you can get up and start going, and the momentum starts building. And like some days are really, hard because you can wake up with all of this cloud of resistance in your head, which a lot of people, I think that's why some people get depressed very, in cycles. And so if you can just focus on the next thing, and then on the particularly hard days, you're actually saying, okay, I've got to move this leg, and now this leg, and now get up. Now I need to make it to the door. Okay, now I need to make it to the bathroom. Now I need to turn the faucet on. Now I need to shower, you get what I'm saying? eventually it'll free up and then the momentum will start building again. So you've got to be able to discern and gauge what chunk of work, what size the chunk of work needs to be. Some days will be amazing and you'll say, I need to do this next, and that thing that you need to do next is going to take an hour or two. But you're able to just do it with no resistance. So hopefully that practice is useful to you. As far as other things that I wanted to talk about, I've been discovering a lot of good people online. There's a lot of good YouTube channels out there. You can check out any of the channels I subscribe to, and they vary in all different kinds of subjects. And I think the reason I select these channels is because they're very authentic. Some examples are Joseph Maynor, Personal Development and Intellect Mastery. So look up Joseph Maynor. Michael Bound. That's a new channel. Michael Bound, he's commented on a few of my videos, and his comments are very in-depth and very amazing. And I think him and I think similar enough about enlightenment to where I really enjoy his work. He's very authentic. He doesn't put up with bullcrap. He's all about creativity and expressing creativity. I like Emerald from the Diamond Net. Very similar, very authentic. She focuses on, Jungian psychology, depth psychology, a lot of other things. Zen from the Inspirituality channel is very authentic. I think he started to release videos again. There's a lot of good YouTubers out there. You can check my channels to look those up. And I think why I like all of these is they've made a series of realizations to where they're not caught up in the dream world of enlightenment. They've come out of that like everyone needs to. And they've realized that that enlightenment extends into service to humanity. So they're expressing what they know and their continual understanding in their work in service to the world. And that's how I try to be as well. And I think if everyone did that, we'd have a completely different world. If everyone knew their individuality, but forgot it and went forward and tried to serve others and express their creativity, this world would change very dramatically. Now, when I say creativity, I don't necessarily mean, artistry. I don't mean you have to be a musician or a painter or anything. Creativity can be applied to business, inventing a new process, inventing something. If you're a salesman, like you refine your salesmanship. Maybe you're a business owner and you want to make your business more ethical or more fair. So you retrain the unethical people in your company, or you eliminate them and replace them with ethical people. Maybe, there's so many things. Every single form of work you can apply creativity to and refine it and progress it to a higher level, let's say. Everything can always be improved. So I think that's what the extension of enlightenment is you realize that we as a world need to become more enlightened. It's nice to become more enlightened as an individual, but really it's useless until you are helping everyone else live a better life and have more opportunities to be liberated and to seek enlightenment for themselves. And I really do think that that is the right way of being. Now, I don't think that I don't think I would agree with everything that all of these channels say, and I don't think they would agree with everything I say. And that's perfectly fine. And I think they all realize that too. You break beyond the need to have everyone agree on one thing. You break beyond the need for experts telling you this is the one way. It's nice to be, of course, competence and being an expert is essential. Like, I'm not going to, if I have something wrong with my plumbing, I'm going to call a plumber, and so on and so forth. I'm going to call a mechanic to work on my car. So mastery is key to this whole thing. But it's important that we develop our own conceptual framework and think for ourselves and operate independently and interdependently in the world. Or else we'll just be determined cult followers, brainwashed coworkers, brainwashed church members, community members, political members. You want to think for yourself. Free thinkers destroy all kinds of cults, all kinds of totalitarian thinking. And I think that's why I like all of these YouTube channels, because they know that. They've realized that we're all free thinkers, and if we all work together as free thinkers, our world will change so dramatically. It's crazy. I like authentic people. I like, feeling like they're telling me the truth, that they are honest, that they don't care if they offend me. I like people like, Donald Trump. I like people like Gordon Ramsay. Now, would Gordon Ramsay and Donald Trump get along? Probably not. And I'm sure they disagree on tons of things. But what I like is their high standards. They don't care if they offend people. And, I try to be careful in not offending people, but at the end of the day, there's always going to be somebody that gets offended by something. And it comes down to it where if I say something that I know to be true and it offends people, so be it. I don't really care. I like them as a person. I want them to toughen up. And that's that. I like Jordan Peterson. I think he's in that same category as well. So I like authenticity. I like people being who they truly are. Being honest. And being compassionate as well. Compassionate honesty is very good. Anyway, that's a little ramble. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Gonna still try and strive to release more regularly. And I'm going to finish up my Jung series, my Revelation series, all of my playlists and series I'm going to, of course, finish up. Time doesn't really matter to me. What matters to me is quality and, doing it in such a way where it flows naturally. Anyway, I'm just rambling now. So anyway, I'm going to finish up everything. So hopefully you'll stick with this channel and collaborate. If you start a YouTube channel, let me know. And anyway, have a good day. Bye.